to find a way to make an activity for practical life so that children can practice hanging clothes. After about literally 20 minutes of looking at hangers, looking at rolling racks, I once again think about this invisible labor that that we put in as teachers, especially trying to fit the aesthetic of Montessori so that it's not plastic, it's not cutesy. So I finally found what I'm going to use for the rack. Let me see if I can find it. Is it there? Let me see if I can cut and paste. Kids hanging rack. Let's see. I kept going back and forth with this one right here. But I'm afraid the dimensions are going to be odd. And the good thing is that if you look long enough, then suddenly you'll get recommended something that, will be useful. So I saw this clothing rack with the made out of bamboo. And I started thinking, oh, what if I put that in? Let me see what I came up with. So this was getting me closer to what I was wanting. It's small. I was thinking about, we had a clothing rack for like washing fabrics, and somehow it got broken the first week of school. So I was looking for something like that where you can fold it and put it away, because once they've practiced this skill, many of them are going to be disinterested in it, and you want to put it away for next year's children. So this is kind of where I've landed. And then, but it doesn't come with the hangers, so then the next big process is to find hangers that are not plastic and are also not too small. So I think I'm leaning towards this pack of 30. The color is beige. It's supposed to be velvet, non-slip. So here's where my problem is. Do you see where it says baby toddler for baby clothes? So I don't know if it's truly for like baby clothes, or I can get away with using it for like preschoolers. So I might go with the gray. Although this might look better with, I feel like that's going to look almost too plastic. Yeah, so again, these little dilemmas, because the last thing I want to do is go through all this research and then it comes in and then it's not the right one. So I think I'm going to take a chance on that. I know if I just got the plastic hangers, I know exactly what the size of those are, and I would just get it, and I know it. But it's, pinks and blue, baby blues, and again, it's just not going to be great. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a snapshot of, again, the behind the scenes that you all know about when you want to put a new material on the shelf, how much time it takes to actually do that. Okay, so here's again, they find these hangers excellent for baby and toddler clothes, noting they prevent items from slipping off and work well for clothes up to 6 months old. I'm like, how small are these hangers? Perfect for infant, so they're going to be too small. Guys. All right, I will continue my hunt. Good morning. So it is Sunday morning, the day after Valentine's Day. had a really great time. Ended up running into the parents of a preschool child there, which is fantastic, but also awkward for me because I have a rule that I do not socialize with parents while their children are in my room. So now I have to figure out like what the ins and outs of that is, because I can say in one sense I'm very thankful that that very morning is when I did the summary for the parent teacher conference. So I did it before I saw them. But it still was very much like, ooh, but had an amazing time. It was a great experience at Santan Brewing Company. The distillery tour was really a lot of fun. So, money well spent, and actually it was very reasonable and it was super fun. So, got to try like things that I've never tried before. I've never tried whiskey, never tried gin, I've tried vodka, but yeah, they apparently, because of like how they distill, they can make all of those things. And so, yeah, it was more than just a beer tour. And again, it was very fun. Anyway, I started processing the clothing that I got from the one Goodwill outlet shopping excursion that I did the last time I had the day off. And yes, it is true. It has not been listed yet, but 30 of the 34 pieces have been photographed. I've also cataloged it. And so I showed you a little bit of what I do as far as the photographing process, how I go about photographing, and I put it on my wall. And let me just turn it around so you can see. So I move my cabinet out of the way, and where that sweet little, I guess you call it a purselet, I take that down. Usually the light from this window right here streams in very nicely, and then I just photograph it there. So basically my aesthetic on my pictures has that bell in it. So it's just kind of different and nice. And then when I measure it, I use this rug, and I put it down, and I put the tape measure on it, and then I just take pictures of it. And then as I'm doing that, I also make the list of everything that I'm going to photograph. So basically put down the brand, the size, just some really quick keywords. And then as I'm thinking about it, like, does it have linen in it? What are things that people are looking for? Long sleeve, rolled sleeve, elastic waist, those kinds of things. Just jot them down really quickly so that I'm ready to just start putting them in once I have the pictures. It just goes super fast. And then I have the pile right here, and this is the order in which it was photographed. And then I just start. So here's my plan this morning. I'm going to do that. I have to pick up a grocery order. I did another week with emails, so I'll show you what I've picked from that. And then I was going to go to a yoga class this morning, but I think I'm just going to do my weight training. So I'm in week number 18, day 3. So that's, again, feeling pretty good. And I'm debating whether I might do something different with my hair. Very much love to change my hair. When I can't change my life, I change my hair. It's kind of my little mantra, but I don't like to meddle, and I don't like to like get super in the weeds with like, what if this happens? What if that isn't? So I have this habit of just changing my hair. So anyway, I'm going to have my morning coffee. I'm going to do a little devotional reading. I'm reading through the book of Psalms, and get on about my day. Well, hello. I am out and about right now. I'm going to drop off packages that are my sales from eBay and Poshmark. 3 sales in the last 24 hours. It's usually not that good. So well done. And also maybe people are starting to buy again because it is February. I'm going to do that. I have to pick up a grocery order, and I'm debating whether I'm going to go to the library today. I for sure need to clean this car. I will have to show you. I feel it looks like, I just eat. Well, I eat in my car. That's what I do for lunch. So I've got things like packaging from eating in the car. Because again, all my bandwidth goes to teaching. So, Robin, buy a little trash can to put in your car. Okay. oh, I'll think about it. Or I think about it, but then I don't do it. I've got my bowling shoes in here. I've got my bowling ball in here that it's too, it doesn't fit my, you know, a bowling ball has those finger holes. And someone gave me the bowling ball, but I need to go and have it sized to my fingers. So I've been carrying that around for about 3 months in the back of my car. I've got all these transition items that I used in the classroom from when we first launched the schools, and all of the Montessori material looked like alien beings to them. They didn't know what to do with it. And so thanks to Facebook Marketplace and so many generous people who like sell fairly reasonably, I didn't have to go through the process of trying to explain why I wanted this in the classroom. I just bought it for myself. So now I have all these materials for potentially next year, or if at some point, which I have kicked around for off and on over the years, that I would go into business with another teacher and we'd build that school that we really want to do. So I have since moved a couple of times since I've had these said conversations. So this time I am determined to keep these materials and not just continuously recycle it into the hands of other people. I want to actually keep it now and maybe set the vision and the intention to actually do that at some point. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head out. Oh, I just realized I can't head out. There's no way I can put the groceries in the back. I'm going to have to show you what the back looks like. There literally is no way I can do it. I'm so glad I remembered this before I started driving over to pick up my grocery order. All right, so here you go. You're about to have a field trip where I show you how much is in my car. So let me first pop the key. Yep, my pickup is ready. I know, but I've got to do something more. Okay, let me show you. So here's the floorboard. I know, awful. Here's my packaging I need to send. Here's my attempts at hydration. Here's some of the back seat material. Wow, I'm so glad I brought this home. We have, next week is Chinese New Year, and I found this great idea to make Chinese clothespin puppets, and I need to make one so I can see if it works out. So they're going to color this using markers, and then we're going to cut this. I'm going to have this pre-cut. Then we cut this in half, and we're going to put on a clothespin, and the top part of the head goes on the top of the clothespin. I have a glue gun in here, and then the bottom part goes on the bottom, and then they can use that pincer grip, and then they have a dragon also. So it should be a lot of fun for them. But I kept thinking, did I bring these home to cut them out? Because there's going to be no way I have time to cut them out at school. But yeah, here's some different transition things that I had in the classroom. I think there's some there as well. So this all needs to go inside. There's that bowling ball I was telling you about. And then here's more. So at the beginning of the year, I had lubbies for them to choose from. We probably did this for the first couple of weeks. And then I started to notice that not everybody wanted a levy anymore. So I started to just notice, well, what if I don't ask them one day? And then suddenly nobody wanted them anymore. It's very beautiful to watch. But yeah, these are all the different things. So as you can see, there's no way my grocery order could have gone in here. So I'm going to take this all inside and then start all over, take 2 on what I'm actually doing for the morning. All right, heading out for a new place here. It's called Revel Surf Company, and I've been here before. But it's the year of trying new things. Just have to figure out how to get there. I think I found it. It's basically a place where they have a man-made area where you can surf and play volleyball. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go check it out now. pursuing quest for work-life balance, I came up with this idea of putting a puzzle station here in the kitchen. Now, hear me out. I started accumulating 100-piece puzzles kind of with this thought in mind that if I ever just needed something to do with my hands, I would have a puzzle. And I had taken a puzzle to work thinking, because we had heard like at other locations that in their space for their break room, we don't actually have as big of a break room as they do. They have like a couple of cozy chairs. They have a place for, they have like a table that has a puzzle sitting on it and, all these things. I thought, oh, wow, I'll do something like that. And you know how when you're with your group of coworkers and everybody is feigning excitement about something and then you realize, oh, that's just pretend. Nobody's really that interested in that. So I soon realized that I was the only one who thought this was a great idea. Anyway, and so, okay, I have to tell you the story about that. My daughter really loves cats, and so I was at a thrift store. I do a lot of thrift store shopping. All you Montessori teachers understand that as well, although, people love thrift stores in general. But what's good about a thrift store for a Montessori teacher is practical life things. And so, I'm always in that area of the glass area and things like that. Well, in this one particular thrift store, they also have, seasonal things, and the seasonal things are just right next to where the glass pieces are. So I peruse there because, around the holiday season, you can get like different sorting materials and things like that, themed, in red or green and that sort of thing without necessarily going completely Christmas because you want to honor all the holidays. But anyway, I happened to see this puzzle, and my daughter does not love puzzles. I have one child who can do 1,000-piece puzzles in an afternoon, and that's my son. And then my daughter who wants nothing to do with a puzzle, right? And so I thought it was going to be a funny little joke to get this for her and put it in her stocking. Well, I forgot to put it in her stocking. So anyway, oh my gosh, just an eye sitting here. So anyway, so she does not want this puzzle, but I thought it'd be kind of a gas to like have it out and see if she will, when she's sitting in here talking to me or I'm talking with her, if she would actually come over and do this puzzle with me. So you have it. I have set up this space here. Like I said, it's a great counter space. And it's the perfect space for puzzling, especially for this size of puzzle. Couldn't probably do the bigger puzzles, but definitely this. So yeah, this is another way I'm trying to like continue to like push out the edges of like you're doing things besides working. So here you have it.